Abela, your Asian matchmaker and soulmate expert. Welcome to tonight's episode of Matchmaker Secrets, where we talk about love, dating, and relationships, and of course, matchmaking. So, maybe you have heard some people who have changed their strategy as far as dating is concerned, and we are talking to one lady today who has done the same thing. She has chosen to be a traditional dater with traditional values. So our guest tonight is Nefertiti Vanderbilt, and she's a real estate agent with Compass. Hello, Nefertiti.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. There was a chance that I had when I was living in New York because I got my citizenship. You can change your last name. And I was thinking, I want to change it to Vanderbilt. So you could have been a relative.
I know, right? That'll be a nice, yes.
Okay, all right. So tell us, what does traditional dater mean to you? Because, I don't know, how do you feel about, what is traditional dating as compared to, modern dating practices?
Yes. So, I'm 30 now, and I was married at 23, all through my, pretty much all through my 20s. I had a child, and then I divorced. And I went on the dating apps, and I was shocked. I was shocked that the men were like, come over to my house right now. What are you doing? Can I come over? There was literally no flowers, no dating, not even pizza. It was straight to the point. I want to hook up with you. And so I was shocked. So then I go, I can't do this. I can't live like this. So I said, I am going to do strictly traditional dating. I want real dates. They don't have to be extremely expensive, but I want to go somewhere. I want to get to know the person. I don't want to do a Netflix and chill type of vibe.
No, and then so is that what you're saying? That usual, non-traditional thing now is that to just go on Netflix and watch movie and then hook up right away?
Absolutely. It happens. And I have, male friends and girlfriends. A lot of the girls, I believe, a lot of them are embarrassed to say it, but they are falling for it. Hey, come over to my house, let's watch a movie. And they'll be drinking wine or, doing shots of tequila and then having fun, and then they'll hook up. And the guy would literally disappear. Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. That's it. Unbelievable.
That was fun.
So, can you tell me, is it the same everywhere? You have lived everywhere. You live in New York, you live every major city you have been to. Chicago and then California. So, is it the same everywhere?
On the dating apps, I would say yes.
Okay.
We all of the girls, I'm on a lot of girl groups, and I'm always chatting with girls. We're all having the same issue.
Okay. All right. And so, obviously you chat first before you actually meet them. And you said you have a child. Are these men actually okay with the child?
Many of them are. Many of them are open to child. I date I'm 30, so I started at 27, and I'll go up to maybe 37. So, yeah, they're fine with the baby.
Okay. All right. How old is your child?
He's 6.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah,
at least, it's not too much of a worry anymore, you have to change diapers. Not anymore. 6 years old.
Yes.
But now you have to run all over, to catch up with them.
Absolutely. And I can't bring him around men from Tinder and Bumble, so I'll have to work that around my schedule.
Okay. All right. So is that the usual applications that people use now, like the Bumble and the Tinder?
But I stay away from Tinder. Tinder scares me. But however, I have a cousin who met her husband on Tinder. Bumble, Hinge, and an app called Coffee Meets Bagel.
Okay.
Those are the 3 I'm on.
So do you go for coffee with them?
No.
Because I'm not sure, when you say traditional dating, is it, just having coffee all the time?
Oh.
Coffee is Starbucks. It's better if it's Starbucks, but if it's Dunkin' Donut, that will be interesting.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Coffee Meets Bagel. It's actually impressive. I haven't met anyone off of it though, so.
Okay. How do you face, the challenges or criticisms that, you have made this choice of being traditional? I'm sure like some men or even women probably have like said, okay, what are you trying to imply? Is this the traditional, who you really are now?
Some men are like, they run when I say, hey, I want to date. You don't have to take me to the most expensive restaurant in Chicago, but I want to date. And some women are just like, oh, you're being really uptight. And, you're kind of coming off as, stuck up. Like, oh, you have to do X, Y, and Z for me. But I'm just trying to weed out the players and the not so good men.
Yes, because it seems like there are too many of them right now. They just want to drag you along for hookup or situationship that, they think that that's better for them right now.
They have no desire to have a relationship, and they're on these apps, and I believe they're predators. I feel bad for a lot of women. They're getting preyed on by these hypersexual men who are promising a relationship.
So it's supposed to be a promise, but they don't deliver.
Oh,
They just say it for the sake of saying it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So even though you tell them okay, I'm looking only for serious relationship, they will pretend that they are. Okay, so that you'll be dragged.
Yes.
Okay. So okay. So I think that's in the education of their parents to them. Somehow it hasn't been implanted. Okay, this is the values that you have.
Yeah.
You should have.
Absolutely.
Okay. I can imagine that's the reason why you have decided. And so I like the idea that you have set your boundaries, because that's what you really want, to have a relationship with somebody who's going to be able to be there for you, not only for you, for your child as well.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I like the idea that you don't introduce them right away to the child.
Oh, no, absolutely. They'll probably run out the door. My kid will be running around and causing chaos. So that's not a good idea.
Okay, all right. And so how did you do that? Did you have to have a mindset, okay, I have to change to this way? Or did you have to hire somebody to coach you in order to make things happen for you in order to be traditional?
I am definitely open to hiring someone coach me. However, how I did it was I had to be very lonely. And I had to be extremely selective. It's easy to go on the app on a Friday and Saturday and have a few drinks and be like, hey, let's hang out. Just having boundaries and self-control. It's hard and it's lonely, but it's worth it in the end.
Okay, so how did you diverted your attention? Because obviously there's some loneliness involved in it.
Oh man, I watch TV, I hang out with my girlfriends, I'm in the Chicago girls group, and I'm just I'd rather hang out with family and girlfriends or take classes than to be used by some guy who just wants to use me for my body.
Okay, and so obviously there was some hiccups over there because you married early. So how is you're African American, so obviously you're close to your parents, right? So
yes.
How do they feel about you? Are they also thinking oh my God, maybe they introduce you to their friends' children or something to support you?
Yeah, they think sometimes I can be too standoffish now. If we go out and a guy come up to me, he's rizzing me up a little, and I'm just no. And then they're like, come on, you don't want to be alone forever. But they've been married, oh my gosh, 30-something years.
Wow.
So they're rooting for marriage. We're a marriage-minded family.
Yes, you have been divorced. So what have you learned from your previous relationship?
Do not ignore the red flags.
Okay.
Run. Run from the moment you just feel it isn't right in your gut. Respect yourself. Build confidence and enjoy life. enjoy life first and then look for your relationship. Yeah.
So if you can actually give some advice for those people who are thinking of marrying early, would you actually like tell them like go ahead?
If I can go back to my 23-year-old engaged self, I would say absolutely not. I would say travel. I would say date more men. And I would tell, I would just, no. I believe a good age to marry, I say for a woman, 26, 27.
Okay, all right. So do you do a lot of traveling now?
I do a lot of traveling, but I love Chicago in the summertime, so I'm not leaving until it gets, I'm just loving it here. It's the best city ever.
Did you live in any other city before?
Oh my God. I did New York, I did California, and when I was very young, Minnesota.
Okay. All right. Thank God you're out of Minnesota.
Thank God, yes. Minnesota is cold and lonely.
No, but I think like the advantage probably of Minnesota is if you have stayed there, you could probably have been married in a serious relationship, you know, because like more or less probably they're more traditional.
In Minnesota? Oh, that's actually a good point. I should go like to Idaho or something.
Yeah, because like, you know, because their reputation is at hand. Like, you know, imagine like, okay, people are going to be talking about you if you are not, you know, keeping your relationship. So maybe, you know, that's stopping people from like, you know, thinking about something else. And so aside from that, their parents actually ingrained that, okay, we have been in a long relationship. You should follow our style of, you know, relationship handling.
That's a good point. That's a really good point you bring up.
I'm thinking sometimes like people are so enamored with city life because like, you know, you have everything over here. But of course, like just like New York, everything is fast paced. And so like, you know, even relationships is fast paced. And so like, you know, you're always like next, never ending next. And so, and then it's not just the, you know, women who's getting bombarded with this kind of relationship, it's also the men because like, you know, it's two to tango. So, you know, both of them felt like, okay, this is the way it is. So you just go with the flow, you know, but I like you because like what happened is that if you start with that, some people will learn, okay, that's the way to go in order. If you're really looking for long-term relationship, you have to be different from the other people because like otherwise they'll just, you know, manipulate you and then like think that, okay, she's just one of the other girls. So you're not going to be in a happy relationship that you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. I love that, the way you put that.
What are some key qualities that you believe are essential in a successful relationship after all those things that you have learned now?
Okay, I know this may counter everything I said, but a healthy sex life is very important.
Yes.
Because, you know, I was 20-something years old in a sexless marriage, so... Yeah, and I hope I hope it didn't counter everything I said, but...
No, it's okay because like, you know, some people doesn't even know what's their goal as far as sex life is concerned.
Absolutely.
And so like, you know, I've had a lot of guests who are sex experts and then like, you know, they actually give some education, you know, even me, because like I was thinking like, oh my God, like, you know, sometimes the topic of sex is taboo, and so the problem is that you don't know even like, you know, from the scale of 0 to 10, what is your sex drive, or like, you know, how interested are you? And then like, you know, most of the time I was, you know, asking like, okay, isn't it that men would probably just say like, oh, they're in the top 10, you know, but they're not really that. It's just like, you know, for their ego to be feeding themselves like, okay, I have to prove myself that I am good at this, so they will, you know, lie about it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's a good thing that you also know what you want, because like, you know, you cannot settle for anything less if this is what you want.
Yes. Besides a healthy sex life, mutual respect, and I like privacy. Like like we can't go and bash each other to family and friends and then expect them to respect our relationship afterwards. So privacy, respect, and healthy sex.
Okay, great. There you go, folks. You have to listen to her. This is what is important. Well, because I'm sure you're not the only one who has the same kind of desires. Like, you know, a lot of women are actually feeling the same way. And then, like, you know, but it's always misunderstood because like they think like, okay, they just want sex, and they're like, that's what they're gonna give. So like, but the idea that you're saying, like, you have to combine it with the traditional values to make it like, project that this is what I want. This is a combination of this and this. If you cannot provide me this, like, boundary that I have, like, you have to date me, then you cannot have like, what are you looking for? Just like, for one night stand, which doesn't work for you.
Yes.
I love it. I love it because like, if people are just gonna be realizing what you're practicing, then like, I hope it's going to be contagious to the other people so that, there will be more love and harmony in the world. Because right now there's a lot of discrepancy as far as like, putting love and relationship and respect in a family. And so you have seen a lot of divorce. You have been into a divorce relationship. It's just a hope that everybody's going to go traditional just like you're doing right now. Like, yeah, like me myself, I have been in the same boat. Like, I was living in New York, and so as I was saying, date after date after date, like I was actually surprised when I read the book. Like when I first came to the United States, I read like, this girl from Manhattan. That was the first book that I've read. She said like, I've dated 100 men. I was thinking like, is that even possible? And then like I realized, okay, like, if you have like 3 dates over the weekend, then like, it's quickly adding up. And so like, it's nothing, like 100 is nothing anymore. It's sad because like, the state of the values have declined, and it seems like it's declining much, much more. And so I think like, the only way that it can improve is, it's the women who's going to be the leader of this thing. Because like, if, the men will realize, okay, it's not happening for me, then they have to figure out, okay, I have to change. Because you have to remember, women mature much more faster than the men. So like, they have to catch up so that, you will be able to get what you want, which is like, the real deal of traditional relationship.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate your time being over here in the Petiti, and then like, your majesty, I should say. And so, for those people who are watching, and then if you're single, you want to be in the show, talk about love, dating, and relationships, we want to have you over here. You can be a single person, or you can be a professional in the industry, or if you are in a long-term relationship, like 25, 35 or more years of being in a relationship, we want to get some nuggets from you. So I'm sure you have also followed the same path, like, traditional relationships, so that, you have been successful in it. So I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much again, Pertiti, and bye-bye.